Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 28th of January, really? And we are back with the breaking news that you shouldn't panic too much. We said yesterday, don't panic. Headline today is don't panic too much. We have a lot to get through, including everything that just happened in the last 24 hours. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin. We're going to have a look at the markets. Nvidia lost $600 billion in value yesterday. Was it overvalued? Possibly. Has it been a bit of a kick in the nuts to the American economy? Possibly. Has Trump come out to defend his grounds? Yes, he certainly has. We're going to go through Bitcoin. We're going to go through Ethereum again. We're going to have a look at the TON roadmap, which is coming up this year. We're going to look at Abstract Wolf, in fact. Abstract launched yesterday. A new chain, always new chains, new opportunities, NFTs, GameFi, everything else. But this one with a twist. We're going to look at Maple Finance. We haven't covered on here for a while. They are launching BTC yield opportunities. We're going to look at Humanity and its billions. It is a competitor to WorldCoin. Boo, I hear you say. Indeed. And we're going to have a Q&A if there's any questions at the end. And then we're going to give you our conclusion. We're back to our $112,000 target, which we didn't remove yesterday. I asked a question last night on the Oracle's stream. I said 92,000 or 102,000 next. And you all got it wrong. All of you naysayers said we'd go to $92,000, $102,900. We're up almost as much as we were down yesterday. We've recovered the lot, and it is happier times, ladies and gentlemen. But remember, this doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. We could get rejected at any point and come crashing down. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit when we get onto Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the markets then. Market cap, 3.5 trillion, up 4.6%, as to be expected. Volume, haven't done that for a while, 161 billion. Remember, in the bull run, we're going to see 100 billion plus days every day, pretty much. I don't know if you remember, back in the bear market, we were down at 20, 30, 40 billion dollars a day. It's just an indicator of where we are. The market caps are a lot higher, so the volume will be a lot higher. Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance, still coming in around 70%. Nothing really's changed there. If you're new here, don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, and a follow. This is the second of two streams today. We streamed twice yesterday. We're going to stream twice today as well. I am going to review Snake AI. In 2 hours' time. There will be a 1 hour stream at 1 p.m. It's 11 a.m. according to the clock there. So we're going to do another stream today. Tomorrow, we have two streams. We have our 7 p.m. special, and it is Quid Games. Not Squid Game, Quid Games. You see what we did? We took the S off the beginning, and we stuck it on the end. Quid Games. Okay, it works. We're going to be giving away some Mew tomorrow night. Myself and the Oracle will be in the studio with a surprise. Don't miss out tomorrow night, but we are going to be streaming tomorrow. Probably not going to stream on Thursday. We'll probably have a day off. That's a lot of streams for a week already. So Bitcoin, getting back to the charts, 103,000 pretty much. Ethereum, 3,200. Decent. XRP, 3.10, back over $3. Decent. Solana, still, again, 5% recovery. BNB is up. There have been some really decent gainers. Now, there is a theory that when the market retraces, you should pick the coins that bounce back the fastest. Okay, the bounce back ability. These are the coins which should do well moving into the bull run. Now, that's just one theory, and I don't necessarily stand by it, but Dupe is at the top there, $1.20. Again, the thing to bear in mind about Dupe, they've burnt 30% of the supply, and they are going to be buying back 50% of the tokens. So expect Dupe to go up in value $1.50 is the nearest target. Psychologically, $1.50. We have got to $1.40, so $1.50 is the target for me. XDC is up there at 16%. Hype is up there. Trump has bounced back to $30. Radium. Do you remember what I said to you yesterday? Which coins would I pick out of those that have taken the kicking the most? And I highlighted Radium. I also highlighted XRP, which is just underneath it. Both gained 10% in the last 24 hours. Algorand is up there. A few others are up there. I'm sure we've got some losers, but on the whole, it's a bit of a bounce back. Pudgy is down. Never heard of that coin. Onyxy coin. Don't know what that is. Oh, XCN. I've heard of that one. Or X1, should say. Lido is down a little bit. Not many losers. Again, let's not worry too much about the losers. We have recovered. There was a moment in time during the last 24 hours when I really still expected us to come down to 92,300. And that might not be off the cards yet. So we'll have a look at the Bitcoin chart in a little bit. I've not said good morning to the usual crowd that are in chat. Solo Sky is here, Kishan, KB, Hidden is here, and I believe Velvet Rope is here. The one thing you can tell, when the markets have had this kind of dump, the viewing figures on the streams halve, okay? It's just a matter of fact. Normally, let's say you get 500, 600 viewers, or let's say you get 2,000 viewers. When this happens, it halves, okay? It just halves, okay? Now, again, there's a ton of memes by this guy. Just checked my crypto portfolio. Everything is fine. Again, drinking soup, red wine in the rain. There's a tank behind him. There's an alien running around. He's just mopping his brow. He's getting on with his life, okay? Let's be more like him. Let's just relax. Take everything in our stride, okay? Yesterday was not the day you were going to sell up and get out of crypto, was it? So it doesn't matter what the price was yesterday. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink wants the SEC to approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks. Fluid Tokens CEO says this is the next for finest on Cardano / ADA. Smart contracts almost finished following the CIP 113. If the SEC approves, we can expand direct buys to Americans. Again, Larry Fink does not care about your bags. He doesn't care about the name of the cryptocurrency. What he cares about is making profit. It's all he cares about. That could mean 24/7, 365 stock trading. It could mean Bitcoin ETFs. It could mean the tokenization of assets, real world assets. He doesn't care what he gets his teeth into. It's all about the greenbacks. I think that's what they call it. Or is it all about the greens? Anyway, I tried pointing this out trend a long time ago. I do think as the trend becomes increasingly obvious to people, the market could end up reversing course. This is, of course, the great Ben Cowan. This is going through each time Bitcoin has hit $100,000, ETH has been less and less in value. And again, I am not going to I'm not going to disagree with it because it's fact. But again, as he says here, it's going to reverse course. We've had almost 3 years of Ethereum losing value against Bitcoin and losing value in general. But the time will come for Ethereum. Do not worry. Now then, this was the main selling point of yesterday's stream and everybody else's. DeepSeek. I made a video at about 8:30 yesterday morning for the OGs and the OGs only. In that video, I said we need to wait for the information to come out. I don't believe what we're being told. Now, this from Borovic is just one of an example, okay? You can only use it if you're in mainland China right now. Now, that's one thing. The second thing is Donald Trump's going to ban it, okay? That's the second thing. The third thing is people have been saying that this cost 6 bags of crisps and a can of Coke to develop, and it took 3 people half an hour in a room in China to do it over a lunch break. Now, Do you believe that? Absolutely not. The facts are starting to come out. China, via Singapore, acquired $1.5 billion worth of NVIDIA kit to help build DeepSeek. 1.5 billion. We've been told it's cost 10, 6, 100, $50 million, yet they've done it with $1.5 billion worth of equipment. Never believe anything like this on face value, okay? Is it going to be faster than ChatGPT? I don't care. Is a company worth $150 million solely responsible for $1.5 trillion worth of stocks and crypto being wiped off the market? It shouldn't do, should it? Should it be worth the amount of money lost off NVIDIA? No, because it was an emotional shock to the market. That's all it is. Now you've got these great commentators coming out and saying that it's kicked America, the economy of America is now on shaky ground. No, what it's done is it's shown America, the AI companies in particular, that they have competition. What comes out of competition? Everything great about humanity has come out of competition. Whether it be conflict, whether it be Formula One, competition is what leads our creativity. So the Metas, the Googles, the Microsofts, they are all going to realize that yes, they have a great product in their eyes, but China is on their heels and they need to step it up. So let's not worry too much about DeepSeek. Let's look at it as for what it is. It was a shock, an overreaction, the deleveraging of the market, and a little bit of a wake-up call to America. That's all it was. So now it's going to take some time to heal. Bitcoin is back at 103,000. It doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet, but one thing I will say before we move on to talk about this is I firmly believe that the last 48 hours will cause the FOMC meeting to lead to a rate cut. It shook the markets. I think it will make Chairman Powell a little bit more dovish in the next meeting, and potentially we're going to see a rate cut. So again, storm in a teacup, storm in a Chinese teacup, should we say. Now then, moving on, Abstract Chain is now live. The floodgates to Abstract are open. We're going to talk about this during the rest of the show. It's big news. It's another chain. It's the birth of a chain. There's lots of hype around it. They've tried to onboard as many content creators as possible to push the hype of Abstract and reward them. They've got their own streaming platform. They've got their own token. It's all looking good. So again, let's not worry about that one too much. And we're going to move on to that one in a minute. Next, last one then, before we move on. World Liberty Finance has bought another $5 million of wrapped ETH. Every day since the inauguration, without fail, World Liberty Finance have bought a token. And in most cases, it's been Ethereum. They are going to lead TradFi to Ethereum. Okay? Don't fade Ethereum. Ethereum is not going anywhere. Okay? A few good mornings. Who is here? Cole, Kishan, Bullish Bull, good morning. I hope you're all well. So again, all the news on Ethereum is negative, yet all the big guys are buying. All the news on XRP and ADA was negative. The big guys were buying. Can you see a theme here? They buy while the news is bad. Some would argue, I wouldn't be one of them, that maybe they are pushing a negative narrative in the news to push the price down. Who knows? But suffice to say, it's not the end of the world for Ethereum. It's not the end of the world. We'll be sitting here in 6 months' time, 3 months' time, appreciating the fact that we've got a $4,500 Ethereum. That's just the way it is. Now then, the crypto red wave wiped off altcoin gains. What next for Ether, XRP, and Solana? It was a bit of a correction, but that's all it was. It was a bit of a correction. A correction in crypto, a Bitcoin, for example, is 108,000 going down to 92,000 or 90,000. That's a 20% correction. For me, that's a correction in the market. Ethereum didn't really capitulate massively. Solana didn't capitulate massively. This was a sell-off based on investors. We said this yesterday, they were going risk off. That's what it was. The fundamentals haven't changed. The market hasn't changed. We've still got Donald Trump. We're still going to have rate cuts. So it was a reaction to a macro event. That's how you assess whether you should be worrying or not. So everything took a kicking. AI, war between America and China. Nobody's talking about this outside of crypto and the politicians, simply because it's not really mainstream news. It'll become mainstream news in the next few days, by which point it's all blown over, okay? If you want to stay up to date with tech, the best market to be in right now is crypto, and the best types of streams to watch right now are crypto. Not just me, lots of people cover the macro events, cover the FOMC, cover AI, cover Trump, cover the economy, and the ones I watch that are more interesting to me are the crypto ones. So that's how you can keep up to date. The total crypto market was down 6.25% to 3.37 trillion. It's now at 3.51 trillion. We have recovered. ETH came down to 3,062. We're now back at nearly 3,300. It did come down. XRP came down to, what was it yesterday? 280, something like that. And I said if we go any further, maybe 220, 230. We're back above $3 today for XRP. Again, there is one thing I want to talk about with XRP, but we'll go through these. Solana and Cardano were down. Again, Solana has recovered. Cardano has recovered. Meme coins recorded the biggest sell-offs. That's always the case. The meme coins take a kicking. They are the first things to be sold. If you're a crypto investor and you've got a $200 million portfolio, or let's say a $100,000 portfolio, and you've got $5,000, $10,000 in meme coins, and you've got 30,000 in Bitcoin, which one are you going to sell first? You're going to sell the meme coins because they move faster. You're going to hold on to Bitcoin and sell that last because it's the store of value. It's the biggest crypto asset. But you'll sell your memes, you'll sell your low caps. That is predominantly why they go up 25% and come down 25%, because they're the ones that are sold the most and the fastest. Now, again, what do I expect to see from these? I expect us to recover. Again, Ethereum is nearly back at where it was. Bitcoin is 1% away from where it was. Solana's going to run back up to $250. Flash in the pan, as I said. The one thing for me, which, am I going to be able to highlight that? Or is it going to freeze? There we go. The one thing for me that's come out in the last 24 hours, which has annoyed me. Can't swear. Got to remember I can't swear. As an Irishman, it's very difficult not to swear. But XRP's Brad Garlinghouse brought out a statement saying, we want a crypto reserve. We fought for a crypto reserve. Let's get together and push forward for a crypto reserve. This is our best chance. Brad, nobody wanted a crypto reserve. We asked for a Bitcoin reserve. Throwing your banking coin in the ring doesn't validate it. We don't want XRP. We don't want ADA. We don't want Solana in the Bitcoin reserve. But as I said yesterday, I think we should have two. I think we should have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And yes, if they want to hold a crypto assets reserve with Solana, XRP, Cardano, fine. But the Bitcoin reserve, that should be the path we go down. It's like the gold, the silver, and the platinum we talked about yesterday. Gold is the number one store of value. Silver isn't, platinum isn't. But the American reserve still holds some silver and some platinum. The maxis are right, and to some very small extent, Brad is right. But Brad is right for the wrong reasons. He's right that we should have a crypto reserve, but it shouldn't have anything to do with the Bitcoin reserve. The Bitcoin reserve is there as a store of value. XRP is not a store of value. Neither is Solana. Neither is Cardano. Neither is Ethereum. That has been raging now for, I would say, 2 days since it was posted up, and it's not going away. And Brad is going to lose. He might win in his head, but he's going to lose. He's going to lose the respect of the entire industry if he pushes forward with this. He is basically bribing Trump to create a crypto reserve above a Bitcoin reserve. Right, let's move on and have a look at Ethereum. We'll bring up the chart as well while we are here. See what we are doing. Trust the process, market. Exactly, trust the process. I think the issue with a lot of things that happen in the press is we've gone to a very sensationalist media, haven't we? You know, everything is the end of the world. Everybody is a criminal, or everybody is tarred with these ridiculous. Look at some of the names that Trump was called. Look at some of the names Keir Starmer's been called. Look at some of the names that are banding around. They're comparing them to despots. They're comparing them to people we can't mention the names of. It's very much a sensationalist and fear-driven news industry. So when something like this happens, if you're not used to the ride, you're going to be scared out of your pants. And that is the way it is. I've seen, people like Ran coming out. It's the end. It's over. What are you talking about? It's not over. Bitcoin survived 4 years of the Democrats trying to absolutely block crypto in America. And now we've got a pro-crypto president and a pro-crypto establishment in America. And now you're saying it's over. Give me a break. And I'm not just picking on him. They've all done it. The only people who haven't done it, to be fair, are Ben Cowan, and CryptoZaros. George was like, "Yeah, it's going to happen. It's a blip." So you've got to be careful who you listen to. Don't listen to 5 or 6 sensationalist streamers or people on X. Try and find some that tweet without emotion. Ben Cowan makes videos without emotion. Try and find people that don't get emoted. Crypto, he's the worst with his videos where he holds the camera to his face and he's running up the stairs and he's trying to look all panicked. I mean, yeah, it's great for the kids. I'm sure it's great for the kids. It's not great for me. Sometimes I feel like the Roy Keane of crypto. In fact, that might be my title. I am the Roy Keane of crypto. Never happy. Don't like parties or fireworks either, Roy. So Ethereum tests 3,000 as downtrend strengthens. Again, you got to read some of these articles for the time they were written in. It's easy to sit here and call this guy out or girl out. Tiago, it's easy to call him out. He was writing this at the time. 7:30 yesterday. Again, we hadn't recovered back to where we were now. We did test 3,000, but again, these tests are a positive thing. We're testing support zones, okay? It's a good thing. We came down, we almost broke below 3,000, 3,040, 3,050 we came down to. ETH does have support along the way. We've shown you many of those things. But again, yesterday I told you Ethereum had 200,000 or 300,000 new wallets over the weekend. 200,000 or 300,000 new wallets over the weekend. The weekend before, or the weekend before that, when Trump Coin and Melania Coin launched, Solana added 500,000 wallets in a weekend. These are not massive numbers. We're trying to onboard 2 billion or 1 billion people, okay? Whether that ever comes to pass, who knows? But we're trying to onboard hundreds of millions of people. Now, again, 200,000 or 300,000 wallets, 500,000 wallets is neither here nor there. But it's baby steps. That's what you got to accept. People still call crypto scams. There are people that that don't even know the name of a cryptocurrency. That's how far we've got left to go. Now then, you know what? We're going to look at some charts because I think it's time. My fingers, by the way, are frozen. It is, I don't know what temperature. I think it's about 7 or 8 degrees here, which might not be cold for a lot of you out there. It might be quite warm for you, but I can't feel the tips of my fingers. I feel like I'm in a episode of, what's it called? Alone in the Wilderness, was it called? Let's have a look at the charts. I don't know what's happened to TradingView. I think they need to fix their website, to be honest, because it is slow as pants. Oh, come on. Now, bear in mind, the Oracle streamed last night. So I'm likely to see his chart. I'm likely to refresh it, and we're going to end up at Jupiter again. Again, another glitch in the matrix. Actually, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice colour, this chart that he's got, isn't it? Again, I better not draw on his chart, he'll get really annoyed if I draw on the Oracle's chart. There we go. So the Oracle streamed Monday. He streamed last Friday. He's probably going to stream next Friday as well. We have a trading stream, or not a trading stream, a charts stream, which is Monday and Friday. So it's pretty good if you want to just come along and have a look at the charts for an hour, have a look at, what the direction is. To be fair, I think he called it to the downside last night, but I think everybody was calling it to the downside. This was my target, which I think Packer mentioned in a comment. That was my downside. And then below that, worst case scenario, we were going to come down to this 86,500. I think my line is 92. I haven't drawn it properly. Probably about 92.3, something like that. I think KB and a few others out there have got about 92 and something else as well. But that really is, if you look at that chart, let's get rid of that line for a minute. Have a look at where the top and the bottom of the green and red lines are going. Okay, let's not use any technical jargon. Everything that Bitcoin has done since November fits between that top and that bottom line. Then in the middle, you kind of have the mid-range price action. That's where we are. In fact, we only broke into this upper range 2 weeks ago. And why are we so bearish? 2 weeks ago, we came up here, and yes, we're doing this, and yes, we might do that, or we might not, or we might have another go at it. Again, we're in a range. We've been in a range for a while. There's nothing to panic about. If I showed you this chart and you hadn't read the news for the last 4 or 5 days, so let's say you've been on holiday, you've come back, you've sat down, you've turned the stream on, and I said to you, type in chat, has anything happened in the last 3 or 4 days? You'd look at that chart and say, no, it's crabbing to the side. Okay, that's what you'd say. Okay, it's only if we went in a little bit further that you would see, and I'd have to really, really zoom in to show you. You would see that. Okay, but you're going to have to go to the 1 hour or the 4 hour chart to see that. Okay, if you go to the daily chart and you come out a bit, it disappears. You can't see anything. Okay, it would need a more trained eye to see the wick rather than the candle, yes, but you don't see anything. Now, think about the emotion that you had yesterday. Think about how you felt yesterday. There was people in chat panicking. There were people in other chats saying, are they trying to wick us out of the market? Are they trying to force us out? And the answer is partly, but it's also sensationalism. Okay? If you look at the name of some of these streams, it's over. Bitcoin going to 60,000. We're going to crash. We're going to go down. Okay? It's all fair. And then when the market turns green, the stream titles become $200,000 Bitcoin incoming, $500,000 Bitcoin incoming, because you're playing off greed and you're playing off fear. That's why it's called the Fear and Greed Index, because you either feel fearful or you feel greedy. And most people yesterday felt fear. And I'm showing you a chart. I mean, look at that. Look at that candle all the way down there, which we kind of talked about. We kind of said that there would be a bit of a correction. We didn't know when, Okay, so we had that one there, and then the one that we made the video about in January was that one there. Okay, and we both came down from 106 to 92. We came down from 103 to 89. So again, 15 to 20% corrections. Yesterday was nothing. So again, always take that into account. That's why I was talking to you about try to find people on X who are not emotional traders. Try and find people who don't panic you. Now, again, everybody is telling you that Ethereum is dead. Everybody is telling you it's over for Ethereum. Okay? Now, if we go back a little bit, let's go back to the start of January last year. Let's have a little thing. Right, okay, where were we last year? We were at $2,200 last year. That's where we were. Okay? Today, we are at $3,200. So what's that? 50%. 50% in a year. Now, we've had lots of excitement in the last year. We've had the Ethereum ETF. And what did the Ethereum ETF do? Oops. The Ethereum ETF caused us to do this. Why did it cause us to do this? Because Grayscale dumped millions of Ethereum on the market, suppressed the price, pushed us to the downside, and we stayed there for months. While Bitcoin sat there crabbing, Ethereum did the same thing, just crabbed along. Boring, boring price action. Okay? But we knew the time would come when we'd get back above the price action. Now, again, the people that are telling you that Ethereum is finished, where are we right now? We are sitting on top of the bull market support band. We're sitting on top of the bull market support band. Remember what we say. This is bearish. This is bullish. Okay? Bearish is when we can't break up. Bullish is when we use it as support. It's not the end of the world for Ethereum. It's not the end of the world for any coin because we're only in January and I think the bull run finishes in November. So let's not panic too much. Again, we didn't panic yesterday. Don't panic today. When should we panic? Let's take that one, for example. Okay. Let's say that we do go to 92,000 on Bitcoin. And let's say Ethereum does this, okay? And comes back down to the range it was in November, 2 months ago, okay? That is a possibility. But again, it does not the end of the world, okay? The only thing that's going to happen is we run out of time in the bull run. That's the only thing that's going to happen. The fundamentals at this moment in time of Ethereum are this. It is going to be the #1 blockchain for traditional finance, like BlackRock. It is the #1 blockchain for World Liberty Finance, which is owned by Trump. What do you think is going to happen if all of traditional finance in America and the President of America gets behind a blockchain? Do you honestly think it's going to do that? Of course not. The one thing that I can see happening is them getting rid of Vitalik. And I've said this before. That's a possibility because for me, he shouldn't be the face of a blockchain. He should be the head of development, the head of research, the head of moving it forward. He's not the public face and shouldn't be the public face of Ethereum. End of story. It's not his job. I wouldn't put him. If he's a chef and he is the Gordon Ramsay of your restaurant, why on earth would you put him on reception to greet people as they come in? He's your greatest chef. You put him in the kitchen to make all the amazing Michelin star food. And then what you do is you get a very pretty Frenchman in a suit, bonjour, to stand front of house, bring people to the tables, and then you get very handsome and very pretty girls to walk around and show people to the table. Vitalik is the Gordon Ramsay of crypto. Put him in the back, get him to cook, leave him there, talk to him once in a while, put him on stage. Don't let him be front and center of your blockchain. It's not going to end well for him. Getting back to Ethereum, it's still on its bull market support band. It still has plenty of time. Now, there's lots of things we can worry about on this. Okay? There's lots of things we can worry about. We can draw lines like this. We can do all those kind of things. Okay? And yes, you could see that. You can see lots of things in the charts. But again, I'm not going to make too many predictions. We have American napalm in power, and any moment anything can go off. Okay? He kicked off at a country, went to play golf, finished his round of golf, and had beaten them into submission with his tariff threats. I don't want to make predictions, but what I will say is, once the money printer turns back on, we're going back to $4,000 for Ethereum. Now, very quickly then, let's go and have a look at Bitcoin. We might as well, while we're here. We've got an agenda. Nobody cares about the agenda. We'll just follow it. The reason I want to go back to Bitcoin is to show you something, okay? If we move up, okay, the 112,000 is there. That's the next move up. Now, look at the chart. So I've just said, money printer gets turned on, we're going to 4,000. We're sitting on the bull market support band. Bitcoin isn't. Bitcoin is well above the bull market support band, and it has a massive level of support. And what's going to happen over the next couple of months is this is going to do that and level off, okay? At some point, Bitcoin could very well do that, okay? And come back down and bounce. Now, last year, we had that same bounce where we didn't come back to the bull market support band, but we found fundamental support and we never went back to it. Maybe that happens again, okay? But if we don't, we're going to come back to this bull market support band. But remember, it's a moving average. It changes every Sunday. So short term, if we hold 100,000, I'm delighted. We seem to have seen off the DeepSeek issue. We seem to have seen off the FUD. Now it's time for the market to heal, get back to what it's good at. Remember what happens if you're sitting there reading a book and somebody runs in and goes boo and scares you and then runs out again. The surprise is gone, but your heart rate is still elevated. Your blood pressure is still up. The blood's still racing. Crypto is markets are a very emotional thing. We're going to take a few days to calm down, and maybe the FOMC is the next leg up that we want to see. Now, this is hopefully, there we go, about Ton's roadmap. Ton is launching a very important new feature, which is payments. Ton is launching payments. And again, yesterday was not the good day that everybody wanted to do the things they were going to do. Ton released its roadmap as the markets were tanking. Abstract went live as the markets were tanking. These things just happen, okay? You can time things for bear markets and bull runs because you know when they happen, but you can't nail the day. Nobody knew the market was going to tank yesterday. Right then. So it's going to launch a layer 2 payment network to enable instant, low-cost transactions and compete with Ethereum. It includes upgrades to its layer 1 and layer 2, plus new features. Despite positive developments, such as the Telegram integration and NFTs, Ton price has dropped significantly from all-time high. We know exactly why that happened. There is leaving that statement where it is, I think, is a bit unfair on Ton. Okay? I said, as Ton was absolutely flying along, I said, I don't know where this price action is coming from. I don't think it's a top 10 coin. I think it's going to retrace. And what happened? It retraced. But it doesn't mean it's a significantly bad coin or project. It's got hundreds of millions of people using Telegram. It's going to be a blockchain of the future. But the market, the price action of the coin was just absolutely ridiculous. So just to put it into context of what that article says, before we get into it, let's give you a little bit of, what's the word? perspective on this. So I didn't buy any TON for a very long time because I didn't think it was necessarily the thing to buy at the time. So what happened with TON is once it got listed on the major exchanges, it went from $4 and a bit up to $7. It just went up in a straight line. That's 2 weeks, 2 candles, okay? And we said, this is not the time to buy this coin, okay? It's not the time to buy this coin. It looks manipulated. Where's the money coming from? And then, along with Bitcoin, it's had a couple of pumps. It's currently going through a down period here. But again, we've got some prices on here. We've got $5, $20, and pretty much $7. I'll stick to those because I think they're good prices. I think $4.90 is a good time and a good price to get TON. Okay, if you look along here, along this line here, it's held that line, which is $4.80. So we've held, but we're in a range. We've been in a range. The weekly range goes back 6 months. Let's go to the daily. Okay, same thing again. So TON is more than likely on the next pump going to do this. Okay, that news that came out yesterday was very bullish, and it was eaten up by the news of DeepSeek. So again, it launched the news at the wrong time. It doesn't mean it was bad news. It doesn't mean anything. It just means it coincided with a market dip. So again, they're going to launch a payments network. I don't think they're trying to compete with Ethereum. I think they're trying to compete with X. Okay? Remember, this is Telegram. It's not TON. The reason TON exists is because Telegram was going to get sued by the SEC. We've said that 1,000 times. So Telegram needs a payment solution, an integrated Web3 payment solution for tips, repay content creators, keep the money in the ecosystem as well. They've made a few changes recently whereby if you want to launch a game through TON, it has to run, through Telegram, it has to run on the TON blockchain. So they're trying to keep the ecosystem all in one place, not allow you to send it to your exchange that you're on now, not allowed to send it to your non-custodial wallet. They want to create their own ecosystem. To do that, they need a better payment solution. Enter stage left, layer 2 payment network. Key priorities will be speed and low cost. Who doesn't prioritize speed and low cost? Who doesn't? Okay. Every fast food restaurant, every blockchain in the world prioritizes speed and low cost. That for me is a low IQ target. Okay, everybody says that. What do you want to do as a striker for your football club? I want to score more goals, and I want to create more goals, and I want to win more matches. Okay, stating the obvious. Okay, you're not going to get a player to come out and say, well, I've come here to score less, create less, and hopefully help the team lose. It's that kind of lack of thought in these types of roadmaps that really grind my gears. What are you fundamentally going to do that? That is a given. How are you going to score more goals? How are you going to help the team work? I'm going to work harder. It doesn't mean anything. They're just words. You know, are you going to look to integrate Visa and MasterCard via Chainlink into your system to allow on and off ramping with 0 fees? That is a selling point. Are you going to introduce 0 fee transactions? That is a great feature, okay? Those are the things I want to hear, not I want to be bigger, faster, stronger, like that rapper. So we've got some milestones. Accelerator kernel, great. Tools for validators, great. API, always great. UX improvements, great. Can't click on that link, it'll take me over to X. So again, TON, if you want to buy TON, TON's a good price right now to buy TON. It will go up, it's here to stay. I was never against the TON blockchain. I was always against the price action. And that's the case with lots of things. If Bitcoin is at $150,000 today, I would be very wary about telling you to buy into Bitcoin. If Ethereum had gone to $6,000 or $7,000 in a month or so, I'd be very wary about telling you to buy it. So when TON comes out of nowhere, goes into the top 10 in a matter of weeks, I'm very wary about telling you to buy it, because I always say wait for the price to come down and then make your position, open your position, okay? Now, I did some of those things this year and last year with a couple of tokens that I wanted to get in on. Didn't put in a lot, got my position. Price has moved in some cases up, in some cases down. I don't care. I've got my position that I wanted at the price. Now then, moving on, Ethereum Layer 2 network, Abstract, launches offering XP rewards for users. Now, I wouldn't normally mention these types of Layer 2s, but this one's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to show it you today. I might show it you in a video. You can log in with your Google account or your email address, and there is a wallet attached to it, and you earn XP. And inside the login, you can buy NFTs, you can watch streamers, you can look at all of the coins, you can even trade within the login. So it's not really a kind of, it's more of a Web 2 front end. And it went live yesterday. Again, it went live yesterday during the correction that we had. No, the blip that we had. And lots of people been complaining about it. Lots of people saying all the coins are scams, this, that, and the other. I logged in. I think it's a really, really nice interface. I think it's an amazing introduction to retail, to crypto, okay? It's a little bit like a flashy exchange. It's a little bit like the exchange you're on now, but a little bit flashier and a little bit cooler. It needs a dark mode. Not going to deny that. I haven't found the dark mode yet. It's a really nice, smooth integration. I had no problems logging in and no problems watching some of the streams on there. So Abstract is a consumer-focused Ethereum Layer 2. I made a video about this as well about 3 weeks ago. Created by Pudgy Penguins. Who are Pudgy Penguins? That's the NFT project that also launched the coin Pengu on Solana. So Pudgy Penguins is on Ethereum. They launched their token on Solana. That should tell you all you need to know about where they think the market is. They've launched on Ethereum, but don't expect or don't be surprised when they connect up to Solana in the future. So they raised $11 million in June to bring billions of new users on chain. Again, they'll bring a few 100 million on chain or a few million on chain. For too long, the industry has prioritized tech over UI, creating barriers to adoption. Wholly agree with that. Luca Netz said, it's a shift in how everyday users, not just crypto natives, experience the blockchain. And I have got to say, and this is not sponsored by Abstract, not paid a penny by them, just joined up as a user. Very impressive indeed. They've stripped away the onboarding hurdles and they have created a global wallet which is connected to your Google account. And it's got an email address as well, okay? You do not need a recovery phrase. Now, a lot of you out there, I know, KB, and I know a few of you will be having sharp intakes of breaths, okay? I know that. I saw a man the other day and he put jam and cream on the outside of a scone, okay? He didn't cut the scone open and put jam and cream inside it. He smothered the outside of his scone with jam and cream. I nearly reported him to the police, okay? So I know your pain. It's an email address, and it can be your Google email address, and it gives you a wallet where you can earn rewards and XP, okay? Now, this, for all it's said and done, is a solid project. They've got 120 projects now live. They're going to have 350 coming on board by the end of the year. They go to this website and you can send funds in from the exchange you're on now. You can send funds in from MoonPay, which is your Visa and MasterCard. It's very easy. You can earn XP, which gives you rewards. Some of the rewards are for things like play this game for an hour, play this for half an hour, watch this video, whatever it might be. So they're rewarding you in points, and that's when the token will come along and you'll be rewarded in the token. Again, I am a massive fan of this. I'm just making sure we have time. We've got 2 articles to go through, and then we're done. We've got 10 minutes left, so we've got plenty of time. So anyway, Abstract, big fan. Think it might do well. It needs adoption. Nothing they've done tells me that they won't be able to do it. Let's have a look. Oracle is 100%. Right. Good morning, Tariq. I hope you're feeling better. My voice is coming back, Tariq. I am getting over it. I will only panic if big market cap crashes 50%. I don't think we're going to see a 50% correction in Bitcoin. That would take us down to $51,000. The worst case scenario for me is 60 or 70,000. In fact, no, I'll rephrase that. My worst case scenario is 69,000, which is the previous all-time high. That's the worst case scenario for me. That would take an almighty black swan for that to happen. So don't panic. Again, don't panic much. I would have put don't panic too much, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite fit on the screen. So anyway, let's move on. So Maple Finance. I covered Maple Finance on here probably end of summer last year, beginning of autumn last year. And there was a spate of real-world asset projects and Bitcoin yield projects, and basically projects which had backing of offline companies to do online finance. And Maple is one of them. It's pretty good. Now, they've just launched a Bitcoin-linked yield offering for institutional investors. And by the way, you can buy a Maple token. Don't have time to look at it, but Maple Finance does have its own token. So listen to this. If you like the sound of it, go and check out their token. Maybe go and have a look at it if you haven't got enough real-world asset tokens. Again, nothing in my streams is sponsored. Our sponsors are Mew and WolfSwap on these streams. That's it. Nobody else. So their offering will compete for market share against a number of similar derivative products promising BTC yields and downside protection. Now, again, that is a very bold statement. Downside protection for wealthy investors. Some ETFs are about to be launched in America where they have zero downside risk. What that means in plain English, if you buy Bitcoin for $100,000 today through their ETF, so you buy 100,000 shares in their ETF, which gives you equivalent of 1 Bitcoin. If the price of Bitcoin goes to $70,000 or $65,000, your share or your shares won't be $65,000 or $70,000. Your shares will not go below your original $100,000. So zero downside risk, and that's from ETFs. Now, I like those kind of things. I've invested in them in the past. There were banks used to offer these kind of 6 and 12 months investments where you'd put in $10,000, zero downside risk, which meant at the end of the 6 or 12 months, you might get $10,100 back, or you get $10,000 plus how well it's done as a return. So zero downside risk. You need to buy in with a minimum of $100,000. Gives you exposure to Bitcoin, but there is downside protection. It will give you an annual yield of 4% with a maximum APY of 33%. So what that says to me is, if Bitcoin goes from 102,000 to 200,000, that's 100% upside. You'll get 33,000 of that. So you'll end up with 133,000 with a minimum of 104,000. So your risk is losing the potential upside on Bitcoin of everything above 33%. Now, you might think, I'm a degen, okay? I eat cat and dog memes for breakfast. You are not an institutional investor. If you go to an institutional investor and you say, minimum buying 100,000 for between 4 and 33% return because it's Bitcoin, because it's high yield. They're going to go, you know what, we're going to get 15, 25% each year on Bitcoin because that's what it goes up by. There's $10 million. That's what institutional investors will do. Zero risk to the downside. Capital protection is their number one priority. Their number two priority is, of course, the return. So this appeals to a different group of people than you. Now, don't get me wrong. In the bear market, when I sell everything, hopefully we see the bull market in November, we sell everything. These kinds of products, which hopefully are insured, that's the kind of research you'd need to do, they'd appeal to me. Absolutely, they'd appeal to me. So I'm going to get a minimum of 4% during the bear market. And if we go up a little bit, then I might get 10 or 15%. Okay? Happy. I'd be more than happy with that. But not right now, not until we get there. Like I said, if Bitcoin goes to $150,000 this year, you are only going to get 33% of that gain. So it will compete against the National Bank of Bahrain's investment fund, the Bitcoin ETFs, and other people that we're not going to mention the names of. I think for institutional investors, this is the kind of thing that we want to see. Now, what we do want to see is insurance on these things, okay? That's what we need to see. If this is insured and backed by a fully collateralized deposit, then I am all in. If this is backed by a trust me bro, then no. However, what will it do for the Maple Finance price? It's going to make the Maple Finance price go up. Even if they only get $10 or $20 million coming into that fund, it's going to give their coin a boost. Have a look at the Maple Finance coin. I don't own any. I'm a big fan of those types of companies. And I think if you're looking for a portfolio or a portfolio bag of coins that deal with DeFi, then obviously I would be looking at Lido and Aave as some of the big ones. And then some of the little ones, you might want to look at Maple Finance in there. Now this is an interesting one, okay? Humanity Protocol plans a token launch after reaching a 1.1 billion valuation. Remember, that's a 1.1 billion valuation. It doesn't mean they've got $1.1 billion. It means somebody may have bought 1% of their company for $10 million. You times that by 100, you get to $1.1 million. Yeah, it's about right. $10 million even, whatever it might be. Humanity Protocol got 20 million in funding by Pantera. It's going to launch its own token to rival WorldCoin. It's a palm scan verification, less invasive alternative to the biometric data. And this is going to launch its own token. So this is one of those segments where after this, you should go and follow them on X. Go and see if they're going to do some kind of engagement farming reward system with Galaxy, where you can do some tasks, retweeting them, tweeting them, following them, whatever it might be. Because maybe in 6 months' time, they launch their token. Maybe you get 5 or 10 tokens, or 100 or 200 tokens, and maybe they're worth 10 cents, $1 each. Okay? It's easy money. But remember, when you get them, you sell them and you buy Bitcoin or fiat or Ethereum or Solana, whatever your coins are of choice. I very rarely hold these coins that you get in airdrops. The exceptions being the likes of Jupiter and Camino. But there's a reason for me holding them other than I like the projects. So it's a digital identity firm. It's going to rival WorldCoin, which we don't like. According to the firm's latest announcement, this valuation is due to a fundraising round from Jump and Pantera. The firm has received a massive cash injection. Again, WorldCoin is in trouble. It's scanning your iris. It's recording it on the blockchain. The Germans, I think it was it Nigeria? Didn't like it either. You see, the thing is, you look at something like Google Maps. It drives around every street in the UK and films it, okay? slightly intrusive. WorldCoin is scanning your eyeball and bribing you to do it. They're giving you $50 to do it. Okay? I don't like it. I think it's intrusive. They've got ties to Sam Altman and OpenAI, and they've got ties with the World Economic Forum. Okay? So I don't like them for those reasons. I don't like Sam Altman. I don't like what he does or what he stands for. He turned a charity into a business and made $7 billion out of it for a start-off. So the latter company, W8, rose after he announced the AI, but it's moved down. We don't like WorldCoin. I said it was trash at $3 or $4. It went to $5. I still called it trash. It's at 187. It's trash. So they are going to basically compete. They're going to do it with your palm scan, which is not your iris. So it's a little bit less intrusive, but still intrusive. We need to see who the people are behind them. We need to see the people behind this. But follow Humanity Protocol on X. See if they do any giveaways. See what they're going to do in terms of who's behind them. If it's BlackRock and Goldman Sachs, run a mile. If it's Meta or Google, run a mile. If it's another type of entity, which may or may not be as bad, then of course, look at it in great depth. That's what I would do. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, it is the end of the show. Lunaire, I don't know anything about them. Is it a new token? If you send me the ticker on Telegram, Solo Sky, if you send me the ticker, I'll stick it into tomorrow's show. Because I am streaming again in 1 hour. I'm going to do Snake, what are they called? Snake AI. Let me very quickly go and show you. This is what I'm going to do in an hour, if you're interested. Now, what I'll say about these streams, I'm not bringing this up so you can see that. Get off the screen, There we go. This is it. Okay. There we go. Okay. Come on. Open. Right, there we go. Right, so this is what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, we're going to do this project. I'm going to do this project at 1 o'clock. Now, what I want you to do is, I do a lot of these, once a week, roughly, maybe twice a week, I do these. One day, watch one of them, but don't watch it for the project. Watch it for the process of analyzing a project. What do I mean? I do the same thing in every review, but the information I get and the conclusion I come to always differ. I will always look at the website, the roadmap, the tokenomics, the team, the distribution of the tokens over what period of time, the circulating supply. I look at what the project is going to do. I look at their socials. I look at the same things every stream, but I always have a different opinion. Now, we did a couple of projects on here in the last few days. Silencio, which was a sound monitoring system. Great project. Went live. I think the coin's done okay. Snake AI, I'm going to look at this project. I did a Kuma meme coin, which is also AI related. I did that last week. That's probably going to go up 100% in value, if not more. Let's see what Snake AI is going to do. The token isn't out just yet. I'm going to review this at 1 p.m. So I need to go and set that up now. So make sure, if you've got a spare hour, to come and have a look at that. That will be, as I said, that will be at 1 p.m. It's now 12:05. That gives me time to go and have a bowl of cornflakes or something. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. KB, Solo Sky, Kishan, Tariq, all of you, thank you for coming. I will see you all in an hour. Take care.